Much thanks. It's very enjoyable and a real highlight to our ceremony here. Thank you for being here. We will now have the wreath presentations in remembrance of our fallen heroes. But first, the Jacksonville Pipes and Drums on the north side of the wall will play Amazing Grace. The wreath for Lieutenant Christopher A. Reed, United States Navy, will be presented by Captain Chester Parks, Captain David Yoder, and Captain Michael Connor, joined by Kelly Varconda, President of the Mennonite Club of Jacksonville, and Captain Bob Ewan, United States Navy retired, President of Community Hospice Veterans Partnership and a past President of Mennonite. The wreath for Airman First Class Jimmy Randolph, United States Air Force, will be presented by Brigadier General Brian Simpler, joined by Steve Speckelmeyer, President of the Duval County Veterans Council and Air Force veteran, and Bruce Thompson, representing Veterans Village of Northeast Florida and Marine Corps veteran. The wreath for Sergeant Brittany N. Mitchell will be presented by Dr. Ty Dixon, Wounded Warrior Project, and U.S. Army veteran. He will be joined by Dee Cravanta, founder of Northeast Florida Women's Veteran, and an Air Force veteran herself. Also with them will be Anna and Diego Villanueva, representing Florida Fallen Heroes, Gold Star parents whose son Jonathan was placed on this wall in 2011. The wreath for Sergeant George W. Woods, United States Marine Corps, will be presented by Major Sean McCarriger, Company Commander, United States Marine Corps Blunt Island Command, joined by Tony DeLeo, President, Vietnam Veterans of America Local Chapter, and a Marine Corps veteran. Dr. Henry Moreland, founding member of Community Hospice Veterans Partnership, and also a Marine Corps veteran. We will now have selected family tributes of some of the fallen service members added to the wall this year. The remarks on behalf of the Reed family will be offered by Captain David Yoder, Commanding Officer of Naval Station Midway.
podium today, I wouldn't even be on the list, let alone at the bottom of the list. I knew Chris in that we were fathers, sitting in gymnastics, waiting for our daughters to finish practice and take them home. I knew him as a neighbor, but lived a few houses down the street, and I knew him as the officer in charge of the Naval Station Airport EOD detachment. And as circumstance would have it, Chris was laid to rest in Arlington May 3rd of this year, and the hundreds of people that knew him best gathered there to celebrate and remember Chris. Unfortunately, they were not able to be here today, and I stepped up to say that I knew Chris and I would speak on his behalf, on behalf of his family. So for all the Gold Star families that paid that sacrifice, thank you. Those that knew Chris well would characterize him in a few ways. One, he is an ardent family man. He loved his family, and his children, Tyler and Katie, were his pride and joy, and it is for them that he served. He was a highly respected EOD technician. He rose through the ranks, enlisted to be commissioned as an officer in leading the detachment at Naval Station Mayport. Not only did he not always answer the call, he ran to the fight. He never denied an opportunity to serve, and in these trying times in the global war on terrorism, he was often hand-selected to serve in some of our most challenging and demanding missions, and never refused the opportunity to serve his country. And I think the last thing that all those that I talked with over this weekend, I received some emails to say, how would you characterize Chris? And it is that life did not happen to Chris. Chris lived life. He took every opportunity to have fun, work hard. He had an incredible cadre of teammates, family members. On behalf of the entire Reed family, his father Stan, mother Karen, his wife Kara, son Tyler, and daughter Katie, I'd like to thank the city of Jacksonville for recognizing his service and memorializing him here on our memorial wall. For all of those who have served and all those who continue to serve, may God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain. Remarks on behalf of the Randolph family will be offered by First Sergeant John Dent, United States Army retired, his cousin.
We give honor to the Almighty God, who's the head of all our lives this day. It is a blessing for each and every one of us to be here. On behalf of the Randolph family, I thank God for this day. And I thank God for my cousin, Jimmy Randolph. He's the one that taught me how to spell the word Dodge. His uncle bought a Dodge car. And I asked him, I said, what kind of car was that? He said, look at that word on the back of the car. I said, well, I don't know what that says. He said, you remember when we get that basketball and we throw it at each other and try to hit each other with it? That's what we call dodgeball. So that's the name of that car. And I never will forget that. But I want to thank each and every one of you and each family that's represented here. Don't think your loved one died in vain or got hurt in vain, because he died and got hurt or wounded, so we all might sit here today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Remarks on behalf of the Woods family will be offered by Gunnery Sergeant Christopher Houston, United States Marine Corps retired.
Good morning, and happy Memorial Day to all the veterans, family members of veterans, and most importantly, the veterans who gave their life for us to live in this great country and live the lifestyle that we live today. I told myself this week, well, I bet my kids that I wasn't going to cry. I've lost that bet about 15 times this morning. Taking all this in, this is beautiful. But I'm here to talk to you just briefly about a great man, a great father, a great husband to my mother, Jackie, a great father to me and my two brothers, Cordell and Kevin, and a great Marine. And as I thought about a lot of this stuff this week, I thought about the day that we got that knock on the door from the casualty assistance team. And I was about 9 years old, didn't really understand what was going on, but I knew it wasn't good. And I remember when they gave us that news that Sergeant George Wesley Woods was not with us anymore. And I remember instantly just, wow, what's next? What are we gonna do? The first few days, I was mad, shut myself in the room. I was aggravated about it. Because all I could think was, who's gonna be there for me now? Who's gonna love us the way Sergeant Wesley Woods did? Who's gonna be my mentor, take me on fishing trips and the things that he did for us? But as we went on, I thought to myself, you know what? He created a legacy in my family and our home. And I'm gonna try to do the same thing for my family. Well, I went on and I joined the Marine Corps as a tribute to him. Did 22 years in the Marine Corps. My youngest brother, Kevin, went on and he served 2 enlistments in the Marine Corps. And throughout the years, I always thought to myself, I want to make him proud. So today, Sergeant Wesley Woods, rest in heaven, sir, and I hope we've made you proud. God bless you and God bless this USA.